What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Rest Podcast. So glad you are here today. We got an exciting podcast episode today.
I think we say that every time.
I know this is like super exciting though. We are always it's different. We are always very excited for this podcast. It is like genuinely one of the favorite things we get to do each week.
It is. It's so fun, and we just came off a great weekend. Now I guess it's midweek now.
Busy weekend.
Busy weekend. We had like a fall campaign we were shooting up in Tahoe, which ended up actually being awesome. We've been having like heat wave crazy this summer in Northern California, like above 100 degrees every single day. And we had like a random 68-degree day. And I was like, wow, this actually feels like fall, which bums me out because I'm actually not ready for fall.
Well, that's up in the mountains, though.
It's up in the mountains.
It would have been like mid-80s.
But it was still like 80-something here.
It'd be mid-80s here, and then an hour from where we live, it's like pumping.
But that's like cold for us.
Colder,
in August, for sure.
Yeah,
so
it's cold.
Not ready for summer to be over.
And then we had a great podcast recording with Taylor Caruso. If you haven't heard last week's podcast episode, make sure you go listen to it. It's a super inspiring story about going door to door as a creative, quite literally like knocking on doors to get deals.
Yeah.
Her story of her business, only 5 months old. She's already doing $6,000 a month, which is incredible. And that's recurring. And she's about to potentially stack another like $2,000 on top of that with another new client, which is amazing. So yeah.
It's so
It's been a great week. Been a great week. And we are getting prepped for just everything that's happening around the Creative Rise ecosystem in the next month.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting. It's just a good time of year. Fall, the start of like end of summer, fall is always an exciting time of the year around here. And it's an exciting time in the world of business, in the world of creative business, right? People are coming off summer break. Businesses are getting back to work more full swing. People are working more full time again. So I always felt this way. I don't know if you did, but I always felt like fall growing up and, over the last decade of running my own business was kind of always where I made most of my money throughout the year. Meaning it was the season that was most profitable for me was fall. I just feel like there was the most amount of like shoots and people are trying to get stuff done for like end of year, new year. Like we just shot a fall campaign. And probably about a month or two, we're going to shoot a Christmas campaign for one of our clients. Like stuff is just starting to kind of...
It picks up.
It's like a prepping season. Fall, I feel like, is like you prep for everything in the future, which is kind of cool.
It does. It's really cool. So this episode, we're excited to talk about a phenomenon that I think happens in a lot of creatives, specifically when you're wanting to grow. And I think this has happened to me. This has happened to Joey. I'm sure this has happened to you. But I want to ask you the question, do you ever feel like when you look at somebody else's business, you go, oh my gosh, they are where I want to be, yet I'm not there, and yet it seems like we're doing the same things. So it feels like we're doing the same things, but getting different results.
Like, both posting same amount of time.
Yeah, like, we're posting the same amount of time.
Editing with the same tone.
Editing with the same style. Like, why do they get the wedding in Italy and I'm stuck here in Ohio shooting only local stuff? Like,
Ohio's
what the
great.
heck?
We love Ohio. Shout out to Ohio.
Or that girl gets to shoot in Ohio and I'm stuck shooting in Italy. Or it's like, hey, how does this person keep getting all these brand deals and I'm stuck only just shooting real estate, and maybe I don't want to be doing that. You look at other people's businesses and you go, it seems like we're doing the same things and getting very different results. Like maybe, you are looking at the camera that they have or the edits that they have. And so then you go out and buy an expensive camera and spend hours and hours perfecting your editing. And yet it feels like your income stays the same. You don't get the opportunities that you want, that you see them having. And I think this is something very specifically happening to you and to creatives just like you. And it's the iceberg effect, okay? The iceberg effect. Yes, what hit the Titanic, the iceberg effect. And what that is when you look at somebody else's business, you are only seeing the tip of the iceberg. You are seeing 10% of the effort and work that is happening. And it's usually like the shiny fun stuff, like the travel, the cameras, the edits, whatever it is. And you look at that iceberg, the tip of the iceberg, and go, I'm doing all the tip of the iceberg stuff too. And yet what you don't see is that typically 90% of an iceberg's mass is below the surface. 90% of the iceberg, the work, the bulk, all of that stuff is underneath the surface. And the same thing happens with successful creative businesses. You see the tip of the iceberg, all the cool stuff, but you don't see in that creative is all the stuff that's happening below the surface, like marketing strategies, sales calls, cold pitching, email sequences, what have you. You don't see all the work that person is putting into their business that's happening below the surface, which is honestly why I feel like I've dealt with that. Joey's dealt with that. I'm sure you've dealt with that.
Yeah.
And that is honestly why we started Creative Rise. We were like, we're tired of people only showing the tip of the iceberg. We want to show what happens underneath the waterline so that you can actually figure out how to build a thriving business underneath the surface and like opening that up. And that's why we get so excited about stuff here.
Yeah, it's been 5 years of doing that. 2019, August 2019 is when Creative Rise was born, and when Creative Rise set out on a goal to, expose the iceberg, expose what's under the water and what's actually giving structure and foundation to the shiny little fun tip that we see on the top of the water.
Yeah.
So that other creatives, just like you listening to the show, could learn from what Christy and I were doing and what we are hearing and seeing and helping a lot of other creatives do that's leading them to success, which has been really cool. So in the pursuit of this, though, we constantly hear the same questions. We hear, Creative Rise is funny because like everything in life, the same group of people struggle with the same types of questions. The same way athletes would ask, the same questions. Hey, how do I get faster? How do I get stronger? How do I jump higher? How do I recover quicker? Creatives are the same. They ask the same questions. Some of them are like, how do I sell, or what do I sell as a creative? Do I niche myself into a specific product, or do I get really broad? Do I just sell everything? How do I get more inquiries? My inbox is crickets, right? No one's DMing me. No one's wanting to work with me. How do I get more inquiries? How do I cold pitch via emails or DMs? Is there a strategy to do that? Because everybody I send emails to or cold pitches to, they just don't respond. Do I follow up? Do I not? How do I build a following? Should I even focus on building a following? Does that get me more clients? Do people with more followers get more work? Do they not? Do they make more money? Do they not? These are such important questions that we have asked in our own career that you probably ask every single day. Now, the exciting news about this is that this podcast is not only here to give you an answer to one of these questions. We want to answer every single one of those questions that you just heard me say. All of those questions that are like statement, classic, ingrained into every single creative. As you grow in your business, you are going to ask every single one of those questions at any given time. Well, here's the great news. We are going to answer all of those questions and more on a workshop we got coming up on Wednesday called the Six Figure Creator Workshop. And this is like, we were talking about this morning. This has got to be potentially the Super Bowl of our year.
Oh, absolutely.
And I say that because we're doing something we've never done. We normally run 2 of these workshops every single year. And these workshops are always so fun because we invite the whole community. You're obviously invited to that.
It's free.
And it's totally free. And it's awesome to see hundreds of creatives who are all coming for the same reason, to learn how to grow their business, get on one giant call, and everyone gets to help each other. We get to lead you in a workshop. You guys get to learn some stuff, and then we get to help you guys implement it. That is really cool. If that's all it was, it would be really cool. But this time, we were like, what if we actually, instead of just handling one topic, because we normally make those workshops topical on one topic, what if we tried to handle all 5 of the biggest questions we feel creatives are asking right now in order to help people move forward? That would be really cool. So we decided we're going to do that. And then we said, what if we go a level deeper and we go, what if we invite 4 people that we feel their businesses are direct responses in solution to the biggest questions people are asking right now? We're going to pick 4 of the people we see are doing a phenomenal job of handling each one of those questions, and they are going to come on and actually guest teach you exactly from what is actually happening in their business right now that is helping them be a 6-figure creative business owner and how they're navigating those questions. That would be cool. Check. Let's do that. So we're just stacking so much value into this workshop. Here's a couple sneak peek things that we're going to be covering in the 6-figure creator workshop. Number 1, we're going to show you how our friends Becca and Marcello changed what they sell, and it's 3x their revenue. They went from selling $6,000 every single month on average to they're selling $18,000 right now because they completely changed their primary offer. You want to learn about how they did that, how you can do it too? We're going to show you. They're going to show you completely for free on the workshop. Number 2, we're going to share Hayley's story. Hayley Zumkeller, who's awesome, of how she books out her entire wedding calendar by using a funnel ad strategy for less than $10 a day. It's simple and it's cheap. And
so
it books.
Could you
imagine that?
Organic Instagram. This is for you.
How to get out of the hamster wheel of just posting every single day. Not that that's a bad thing, but if that's all you're doing, you are a slave to the content hamster wheel. She has escaped that, and she wants to show you how she's done that. And it's booked her solid for under $10 a day. She actually told me this morning, because I was talking to her, she only spends $4 a day on that campaign, and it books her out, which is incredible. We want to also share with you Owen, and Owen's going to share this with you. Owen's story of changing exactly what he says inside of his pitches, his cold pitches, and his cold DMs. And it improved his pitching by 1,100%. His response rate went from 1 in 40 to 3 out of every 10. And he added $25,000 in recurring revenue, not just income, in recurring revenue per month to his business because his response rate has gone sky high and his retainers are really, really, really solidly building. And then we're also going to talk about Colin Yen, who runs Camp with Call, who's an amazing, smart, brilliant brand builder and creative. We're going to talk about how you can dominate any niche that you want to be in when it comes to how you build your brand online. This is going to help you answer the question of, do followers matter? If so, what type of account should I be trying to build? How many followers do I need? He's going to answer a bunch of these questions for you and showing you how what he has built has helped him not only hit six figures in his first year ever as a creative, but he also is getting 90% of his work is coming to him rather than him having to go and pitch. So dude's built 6 figures in his first year, 90% of his work comes to him. Isn't that a great thing? Well, he's going to show you he does that. And last but not least, we are going to cover, Christy and I are going to cover the 5 trends and tools that we see you really needing to get a grasp on in order for you to succeed in the next 12 months and how you can implement those, which is really exciting. Example, has to do a little bit with paid ads. Some of them has to do a little bit with some unique offers in something like the wedding and brand industries that a lot of people are not taking advantage of right now. But if you do, it can add a lot of revenue to your income.
Yeah.
Your revenue, right? Which is really cool. So we're going to expose some of those things that we think are super smart that we just don't hear people talking about. So we would love to see you there. We are so excited. When I say it's going to be like the Super Bowl of our year at Creative Rise, I'm serious because it's going to be so freaking valuable.
Probably every day Joey walks out into the kitchen or wherever he goes, this is going to be the best one we've ever done. And I'm like, I know. Yeah. I'm so excited. So seriously,
I'm so excited.
You got to get there.
Like, I am genuinely so excited for you to join and for us to get to just impact you in your business for a couple hours on August the 28th at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's 9 a.m. Sydney time if you're in Australia. That's 7:30 p.m. EST if you're on the East Coast of North America. If you want to do the time zone conversion, just look up 4:30 Pacific Standard Time to make sure you get your time zone right. It's in the middle
of the night for a lot of the UK people.
And we know you're still going to be there. We know you're still coming, which is amazing.
You'll be the MVP on the call.
Shout out to all the people that are going to be like up at 2 a.m. in the UK or anywhere else in Europe who are going to be there. But guys, we are so thrilled. When I say that this is like the thing I'm the most excited about, I'm genuinely serious because I am so pumped on the value. And I feel like the value is just going to be like drinking from a fire hose. And we also can do Q&A. So that is how we end every single one of these workshops is direct Q&A where you get to ask questions to us and we get to field them and help you navigate whatever you're dealing with inside of your business, which is so important because how many of you guys know that learning and getting information isn't enough if you cannot have somebody help you apply it in the right way to actually make it work for you. So we want to make sure we give you the opportunity to do that. So creativerise.com/workshop, you can get the free registration link to join us. We are so thrilled. And if you want it even easier than that, just go to the show notes. The link is in there. If you go to our Instagram bio, you'll see it there. You'll probably see it on our socials. We're just going to try and get as many people on this as possible because we are that stoked about what we're going to be covering, and we would hate for you to miss it. So,
yeah, and don't be one of those people that register and then don't show up.
Yes.
Like, you guys, the only way you get value, the only way you move forward is by actually taking action, committing to actually do something, show up, get the momentum, get the value, and then just go freaking crush it. It's like literally a couple hours out of your day. Cancel whatever you need to cancel to be there. Yeah. Be there live. We promise it'll be worth it.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. So again, August 28th, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, we are hosting the 6-Figure Creator Free Workshop. We're going to be learning the 5 trends and tools that can help you grow your business in the next 12 months. Cannot wait to see you there. You're jacked up. I'm jacked up. Totally. I had a call today with somebody. They're like, dude, you just look like you're like moving around and your body looks like energized. I'm like, yeah, I'm like having a great day. I'm so excited about this, and this whole next week is going to be awesome. So I cannot wait.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you there. So make sure you hit the link in the description of the podcast. We'll see you there. Other than that, guys, we're cheering for you. The whole reason why Creative Rise exists is to help you build a world where you get to succeed while doing what you love. You get to get paid for doing what you love. That is what we have experienced in our own businesses. You just had a shoot last weekend that probably paid you like, what, maybe a quarter of what some people get paid in an entire year. That is because you have figured out the things underneath the iceberg that have led you to build a great business foundation, which is incredible. We want you guys to experience the same thing. And all it is understanding a little bit of business strategy. We'd love to share that with you. We got the goods. We'd love to share with you. So, guys, excited to see you there. Hopefully this podcast was just exciting for you. It's going to get you jacked up. And we're going to see you on the 28th. So, from us, the rest of the team here at Creative Rise, we cannot wait to see you then. Make sure you go back and watch last week's episode or the episode with Edward Lee. That was also an awesome episode if you have not yet heard it. And next week's episode is going to be great as well. Going to have a ton of value for you there. So we'll catch you there on the training, on the free workshop, the 6-Figure Creator. Other than that, guys, bring some friends.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I'll say. Bring some friends.
Yeah. We'd love to see you there.
We'll see you there.
All right, guys. Thanks. We'll see you next week.